Hey guys, and welcome to this video. My name is Jason Miller and I'm a fitness and health enthusiast and someone who's been involved in the industry for a good 3 or 4 years, and I myself have managed to turn my body completely around into something aesthetic and ripped, and I really want to help other guys do the same. So in this video I want to talk to you about Cristiano Ronaldo's abs and how you can get the same results that he's gotten. I think a lot of us were shocked at the Armani campaign when we saw just how ripped he was and just how fantastic he looks. Now obviously Cristiano Ronaldo is a professional athlete, he's a football player, so his workout is going to be different to yours. You're not going to have access to, most likely, to top nutritionalists, top personal trainers and so on, but in saying that, you can still have great success and you can still get a body just like his if you're willing to put in the time, if you're willing to learn. And obviously if you're here watching this video, you want abs just like Cristiano Ronaldo, so I want to teach you exactly how you can do it and go out and get those abs for yourself. Alright, so let's get straight into this and let's turn this around. The first thing that you have to know about getting six-pack abs is that abs are made in the kitchen and not the gym. Okay, you can train 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, but if you're not eating right, you simply won't get abs. Okay, eating is just so important. You see a lot of guys at the gym and they're slaving away, they've been there for 2-3 years and they still don't have abs, and the only reason for that isn't their genetics. It's because they're not eating right. If you want six-pack abs, then these are the eating rules that you need to follow. The first is eat 6 or 7 small meals a day. The traditional 3 meals a day standard is yesterday's news. Alright, if you want to increase your metabolic rates, keep you full for longer, and lose more fat, the key is to eating more frequently and just smaller meals. Of course, what you eat is also very important. You have to have a mixture of good proteins, complex carbs, and also good fats. Okay, you need a mixture of all three. There are certain fad diets where you don't eat any fats, we don't eat any carbs. To be honest, these may be good for short-term bursts, but they're not sustainable, they're not reliable. The key is you want to have a diet which incorporates proteins, carbs, and fats. And you probably want to go on a ratio of something like 30% protein, 40% carbs, 30% fats. Okay? And I'll just give you some examples of some good proteins. Obviously steak, you're looking at tuna, chicken breast, any kind of fish. Fish is really great. And now let's look at some carbs. You want complex carbs. These are going to keep you full for longer, and they're not going to spike your insulin levels, and this is going to help you again burn more fat. So you want to eat good complex carbs like brown rice, you want wholemeal bread, you want oatmeal. Okay, those are your staples. And in terms of good fats, things like olive oil, peanut butter, your omega-3 and 6s, which come from fish oils and that kind of stuff. You can also eat natural peanut butter, is a really good one, and cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is really high in what's called casein protein, and it's really good to have just before bed. Also a casein protein powder is also really good. Just have a casein protein shake just before bed. What a casein protein is different to your whey protein is that your whey protein hits you straight away. You want a whey protein after your workouts, and when you want a general energy boost throughout the day. But when it comes to night and when you're going to be sleeping for 8 hours and your body's going to go into what's called a catabolic state, you want a casein protein. Okay, so that's where your casein protein powders work, and your things like cottage cheese at night. Now you hear a lot of guys talking about don't eat after 6 o'clock and all that kind of stuff, and to be honest, that's not true. You don't want to go from 6 o'clock at night and then wake up say 7 o'clock the next morning. you've gone 13 hours without any kind of food, and what's going to happen is you're going to lose muscle, which is in turn going to make it harder for you to burn as much fat. Okay, so as you can see, because of the time I've spent on diet, it's really important. It's the most important thing there is. Okay, so but there are also two other factors that we need to go in order to get ripped abs, just like Cristiano Ronaldo. And the first is weight training. Now, I'm not sure if you're at the gym now or you're not, but the key is I think you should be going to the gym and you should be working out, doing what's called compound exercises. These exercises work your entire body. It's going to build more muscle, which again helps you to burn more fat throughout the day. And also, what you don't realize is that doing these big kind of exercises like deadlifts, squats, they both work your core, right? And they're going to help you get a really strong core and shredded abs. Of course, you also want to be doing things like bench press, chin-ups are really good, and bent over rows. And why weightlifting is so important is because, like I said, it builds muscle, which is then going to burn fat throughout the day. Okay, the more muscle you have, the more fat and calories you actually use throughout the day, even when you're just resting. Okay, that's why it's so important. The next is cardio. Obviously, if you want to get Cristiano Ronaldo type abs, you need to lose fat. Now, losing fat, like we've said, it comes from your diet. It comes from lifting weights, but it also comes from doing some cardio type training. My favorite is high intensity interval training. That's when you sprint or you go full out for a certain period of time, and then you ease back, and then you kind of jog, go 50% for a certain amount of time, and then you go back to sprinting, and so on and so forth. That's really great for just absolutely burning and torching fat off your body. You can also do things like low intensity cardio training, which is just simply on a treadmill at maybe 65-70% of your total max heart rate, and go at that speed for maybe 30 to 45 minutes. That's also another great way to burn fat. To be honest, I think cardio is kind of a preference, a personal preference. Try both, see which one you like, and then stick with that one, right? But just be aware that cardio is a great way to burn extra calories, because if you want to look like Cristiano Ronaldo, you need to drop down to a low body fat percentage. It's as simple as that. You need to be 10% body fat or lower if you want to look as shredded and as ripped as he is. Another great way to burn fat and get shredded is just to play sports. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo is an athlete. He's training all the time. But if you have a favorite sport, basketball, football, rugby, it doesn't really matter. But incorporating that kind of training can just mix up your cardio a little bit, make it a little bit more fun, and that's another great way to burn fat as well. So, that's it from this video. I hope you learn a lot about it. Just remember that the main keys are simply this. If you want abs like Cristiano Ronaldo, you need to get down to 10% body fat or less. Okay? In order to get down to 10% body fat or less, you need to eat 6 to 7 meals a day of the right foods. You need to start doing some weight training, and you need to start doing some cardio. Now, notice I haven't actually mentioned any kind of sit-ups or anything like that. Well, the truth is that direct ab work is pretty good. It's definitely good to do maybe once or twice a week, doing some leg raises or some sit-ups. But the truth is that sit-ups alone and leg raises alone are not going to get you six-pack abs. Abs come from a low body fat percentage, and that comes from the 3 things that we've mentioned. Okay, so make sure you're doing that. Okay, now for me, I would recommend that you check out a workout program from Mike Geary. You can check that out at mikegearysabsecrets.com. It's a fantastic program. I think he's over 250,000 people have used the program to get great results. It's what I used in conjunction with my training, to get really ripped abs, and I definitely recommend you check it out, because he's going to give you specific meal plans, he's going to give you workout plans, and some other great tips far beyond everything that I've talked about today. So I would definitely recommend you check out MikeGearyAbsecrets.com. But I'm sure there's some other great products out there as well. It's up to you. Find it, but I do recommend that you find a program and stick with it. You know, it's worth the investment. You know, getting abs does make you feel a lot better, looking your best. So I definitely recommend you check that one out, or alternatively find another workout program. But get a program, stick to it, get it going, and before you know it, you're going to look like Cristiano Ronaldo and have amazing abs, and everyone's going to be like, wow, dude, how did you do that? Alright, so that's the end of this video. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot. Leave your feedback below if you like this video, and let me know what you think. Awesome, thanks guys.